Shalom. Man, how different it looked with the new phone. But anyway, Shalom. Damn. Shalom, Israel. This is Yeshaya. Just wanted to do a video because y'all know me. I don't like talking about people, especially friends. There's a brother. He used to be with Men of Valor. He went and got with Zabak, then Sakari. And then I saw him do a post that said he's no longer with Sakari, but he still prayed for Gorilla Hebrew, which I don't have a problem with that. But he did a post on social media where it was 3 quote unquote sisters in Israel, which I never seen them before. I don't know them, and that's fine, you know. But all 3 of them had middle fingers up. And he said, where there's no law, he posted the scripture that said, where there's no law, there's no sin. And while it's true that there's no sin, and you know me, I hate the phrase, it's not a good look. But if you're an Israelite sticking up middle fingers at the camera, even if you're saying fuck Esau, right? Our sisters are supposed to be meek. They're not supposed to be sticking up middle fingers. You know, and honestly, I'm gonna say this for full disclosure. I've always been, I used to be that type of rebel. And this is why you gotta get rid of rebels in this truth. Oh, you know, well, technically it's not a sin. You know, technically, she ain't do nothing wrong. You know, and you have people defending her on the post, saying, what are they saying? Oh, you know, they're not sinning. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. No, nobody said there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. But the bottom line, and it just becomes a thing of how do you think the Lord would like to be represented by his daughters? Me, I'm on such a low level, and I got a daughter. Do you think that I want my daughter sticking up her middle finger at a camera? And you know, there's room for these sisters to learn. Right, there's no sin for them to repent from, but they just can learn to do better, you know, and Lord willing, they do. You know, there's nothing personal. There's nothing personal. I don't have nothing against them. What I have something against is you brothers out there and you sisters that are sticking up for that behavior. Because y'all are the one reasons why them 3 sisters may not see that they did nothing wrong. And then it got me to thinking. It really got me to thinking about this generation. Because this generation, as much as Israel has expanded, and I gotta admit, the Sakari is largely responsible for a lot of these young people that are in the truth today. And that's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing in the sense that, okay, we got young people representing Israel, and Lord willing, they learn the full doctrine at some point, the correct doctrine. There's no personal disrespect to Sakari, but they swung and missed at a lot of doctrines, and it's a few things that they just don't got right. And even their leader, Gorilla Hebrew, you know, I've always told him when I have a problem with something that he did. You know, when he came at the elders, I didn't like that. When he came at Ariyah, I didn't like that either. You know, on top of the the vulture sex doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You know, so sometimes people can, you know, I guess in him being a young leader, he's ushered in, along with a lot of souls that came into the truth. He's also ushered in some bad habits and some things that you shouldn't do. And some of it is that sticking up middle finger. Now, I don't know if them sisters are Sakari or what camp them sisters are part of. I'm just going to say that that's not the way to represent Israel. We shouldn't be representing ourselves sticking middle fingers up at the camera. And two of the sisters had their tongues out like, damn, like y'all look ghetto as fuck. And it's not a sin to look ghetto as fuck. It's not a sin. Y'all right about that. But it's just not right either. You know, all things that are lawful are not expedient. And I'm not sitting here saying, you know, oh, you got to be stiff when you're in the truth. You got to deny yourself pleasure. You know, you got to deny yourself wicked pleasure. And you got to deny yourself pleasures that misrepresent. Like, it wasn't unlawful when I used to hang out with gang members. But at a certain point, those gang members started kind of influencing my behavior. And that was where I went wrong. It's a lot. Oh, shit. So to the sisters, if y'all ever happen across this video, you know, I say that y'all could learn better and learn not to do that shit. For you brothers out there that are co-signing this behavior, y'all are part of the problem. There's too many YNs in this truth, man. Way too many. A lot of like that's what the problem is with. I'm gonna have to say this, Sakari. Is y'all got too many of these young niggas that are not learning to change their comportment for the truth. What you got is a lot of young niggas that are bringing their ways into the truth. They're not killing off the old man and coming into the truth. And if there's one thing that I suggest Guerrilla Hebrew do, is take a step, take a moment, take your time, reflect. There's no rush. I mean, there is a rush, you know, because, you know, time is short, but don't rush it to the point, you know, take a step back and reflect and think about it. Think about your actions and think about the influence that you have. Because Guerrilla Hebrew is a very influential Israelite. That's why this situation that he's in isn't dying anytime soon. You know, more is expected out of you because you're so influential. And the problem is your influence affects a lot of young men and women in this truth, where you got, and like I said, I'm not saying I think these sisters are Sakari, but that behavior, I can't think of a camp in Israel that thinks that behavior is cool. Matter of fact, the original post is by somebody in GOCC. The original post was a sister in GOCC saying, yo, basically, what's up with y'all? Like, we got to do better. And then you got men out here saying, no, where there's no law, there's no sin. That's what the problem is with a lot of Israelites, man. And I'm gonna go back to saying Sakari, because y'all have a YN, y'all brought a YN mentality into Israel. YNs would be the ones to say, oh, what's wrong with sticking up your middle finger at the camera? You know, that's what the problem is, man. We have to learn in this truth to put away our old ways and represent ourselves correctly. we have to represent Israel properly. We can't be going to, and I don't know if that was a holy day. I don't know. You got 3 sisters dressed up. You know, could be a Sabbath service, could be whatever. But y'all are bugging doing shit like that. You know, and like I said, you know, I'm less against the 3 sisters in the video, in the picture, and I'm more against the message that a lot of you brothers out here and sisters are trying to say. What are you trying to say? You think that there's nothing wrong with what's going on in that picture? Are you really trying to justify and say it's okay? It's not okay. It's not. Yeah, it's not a sin. It's not a sin. But when you go into the New Testament, I would say about half of the New Testament is telling you that there's things that you can do wrong, that you could be keeping the law perfectly, but if you do these things, you're still wrong. So I don't know, you got a lot of Israelites out here that are just wrong. You know what I mean? And don't see it because Israel, the Israelite community has become like the Sodomite community. You see wrong and don't check it. You actually circle around wrong and say there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. Yes, the fuck it is. There's nothing meek, there's nothing humble, there's nothing respectable about that picture other than what they're wearing. And what they're wearing is basically defeated by their sticking up middle fingers at the camera. So do with the information what you will, Israel. You know, for the sisters in the video, you know, y'all might be good sisters. I don't know, but that picture is not representative of what you should be doing in this truth. Regardless of who you're sticking the middle finger up at. The fact that that's even a question shows you that you shouldn't be doing that. Because then, for all we know, you're giving the middle finger to the black man. I don't know. You could be giving a finger at brothers in the truth. I don't know. We have no idea. You know, don't let your good be evil spoken of. Yeah, you could say, yeah, fuck Esau. But now we're looking at the picture like, what are these sisters doing? Yeah, they're not breaking the law, but this is simply not a good representation of any Israelite group. It don't matter who the fuck you part of. You could be YFI or you could be IUIC or well, y'all not IUIC because y'all would have been decked out in purple. But y'all could be of any camp. Whoever lets y'all take pictures like that and does not check y'all is wrong. Period. And I don't want to be a reason why they get into more trouble than they should. I mean, listen, I get it. Y'all young. Y'all probably just need to be told, hey, listen, that's not good. It's not a good representation. It's not good to put a picture like this out there. You know, and that's it. You know, maybe they get it on the first rebuke. You know, I'm not going to add and say, oh, yeah, fuck them. They're evil. They're black women. No. In this truth, we have to rebuke. You know, but we also have to give people grace and understand that, listen, maybe you just need to have a word with them. It doesn't have to be cursing them out and, no, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know, it might don't have to be all that. But who I'm going to say what the fuck is y'all doing is you niggas that are out here justifying it. Fuck is you doing? If you think that what's going on in the picture is good and the Most High is okay with it, something wrong with you. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.